Hey yo, welcome to the Bedroom Spice. It's your girl Deshawn. So listen, I'm just gonna jump right into it because this topic right here is very personal. So there was a time in my life where I swore I was in love. I would have defended it, argued with it. Argued for it, cried over it. But when I look back at it, I wasn't even much in love. I was just attached. And honestly, when you look at it, it's a difference. If losing that person makes you feel like you're losing oxygen, that's not always love. If the thought of them moving on makes you confused or in an upward spiral, that's not always love either. Even if you stay in that relationship or situationship when you are unhappy because you just can't imagine starting over with somebody else. That's not always love either. Sometimes that's called attachment, and attachment can feel very intense, but intensity is not intimacy. Now, I had to sit with this truth because I didn't miss that person. I missed how they made me feel. I missed the good morning text, the validation. I missed feeling chosen. But if I really had to break it down, half of the time I was anxious, I was overthinking, half of the time I was just adjusting myself to keep them. That right there is not peace. That's what you call fear. Attachment is what looks like when we ignoring red flags because we love that person, or we accept inconsistency because we're scared to lose that person, or like we make excuses for behavior that hurts us, or even much staying longer than we should have because just the thought of leaving feels unbearable, right? Love does not feel like constant anxiety. It doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. Love doesn't even feel like addiction. Attachment does all of that. A lot of us attach from wounds such as like abandonment wounds, rejection wounds, feeling unseen as a child, or even some of our past betrayals. Now, when somebody gives us attention and affection, we tend to latch on, right? Not because that person is perfect, but because they soothe something that is in us. But what happens when that soothing feeling goes away? It feels like, withdrawal, or um it hurts us, right? It hurts us real bad. And it's not because that person was our soulmate, it's because they became our emotional comfort. If you lose them and you lose yourself at the same time, you was never in love. You were attached. Now, would you still want them if they stop validating you? If they stop making you feel special? If they stop giving you that rush or that high feeling? Or are you in love with the feeling and not that person? That's the question right there. Because sometimes that answer exposes you. Now, when you try to leave attachments, it feels like we're dying on the inside. So we start to romanticize the good parts. We forget about the disrespect. We forget about the tears. We forget about the nights where we questioned our worth, right? Because when it comes to attachment, it rewrites history. Love does not need rewriting. It feels steady, right? Attachment is the one that feels chaotic and causes a lot of commotion, right? Real love is calm. It doesn't make you question yourself every week, right? It does not make you feel disposable. It doesn't make you shrink. It makes you feel safe, right? Love makes you feel protected. And for some of us, safe feels boring. Why? Because sometimes that's all we know is that chaos, right? All we know is confusion, right? So that's why um safe can feel boring to some of us. And that's something that a lot of us don't want to admit, but it's the hard truth. So if we had to really be honest with ourselves, are you in love or are we in love? Are we honestly in love? Or are we attached to how that person is making us feel? Are we choosing them or are we afraid to be alone? That's something I want y'all to think about. Drop it in the comments, y'all. Let me know, what y'all think. Let me know y'all thoughts. Um, are you gonna choose yourself or are you gonna continue to not know your self-worth and choose the other person and, not feel happy, right? Because I promise you, more people are attached than in love. And most people won't admit that. Let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comments, y'all. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have been watching my videos and tuned in, I thank y'all so much. Y'all continue to tune in every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We dropping new episodes. Bye, y'all.